Everyone, we've got a Bloomberg article here. Chinese billionaire auto empire hits a roadblock. As equity markets soar on Chinese EV makers, some of Geely's brands are turning to riskier funding. Chinese billionaire Li Shufi attempts to create a global automotive empire to rival Volkswagen AG has hit a roadblock as equity market soars on EV vehicles and worries about a price sapping oversupply and rising trade tensions between China and the West. Polestar Automotive Holding and Lotus Technology Inc., two electric brands nurtured by Li, have turned to riskier funding to pay for their rapid international expansion, while Li Shizang Geely Holding Group has high borrowing and appears to carefully guard its own capital. So in terms of roadblocks, here's what we're looking at. It's been a rough couple of years for Li Shisu's list automaker assets, Volvo Cars, Polestar, Geely Automotive, eCar X. I'm not sure what that one is. But if we're looking at Volvo Cars, that's the one in blue. Towards the end of 2021 and at the start of 2022, Volvo was doing particularly well. And as you can see on the charts, Polestar, that's in black. And you can see Polestar has been falling a lot faster than Volvo. And that's expected. Volvo is a sustainable company and it's been sustaining itself for quite some time. Geely Automotive, on the other hand, well, that had a sudden fall, especially in the first quarter of 2022. It sort of stabilized for the second quarter of 2022, but the third quarter, it fell once again. So first quarter, to be honest, it fell to around negative 59%. By the third quarter, negative 68%. And to now, it's roughly around negative to 69%. Polestar is down negative to 79%. Volvo is down negative 34%. So it's fair to say that Volvo has been the least affected, and that's because the Volvo business is the most sustainable, in my opinion, especially internationally. Volvo is recognized internationally, which means it will be the easiest brand to recover, and they're on the path to recovery, to be honest. While you might think Volvo hasn't been affected that much, perhaps not in the way you think, but in the way they think as a global business, it's vastly different. It's unimaginable. The management, the structure, the capital capacity that they're involved in, it's unimaginable for individuals such as ourselves who've never had to be involved in a company that is as big as Volvo or as big as Geely or Polestar. Now let's note, share prices changed since Volvo IPO. Includes Li interest in automotive assets such as Mercedes-Benz, where he holds a relatively small stake. And this is true, of course. But here's the question, when did Volvo IPO? So let's look back to when Volvo Cars IPO'd. Volvo Cars leaped 22% on debut in Boast for its IPO and electric vehicles. This was in October, the end of October in 2021. Towards the end of 2021 and early parts of 2022, that's when the stock was doing the best for Volvo Cars. But if you're curious about the ticker symbol, this is the ticker symbol, Volvo Cars B.ST. And I've been curious about this for quite some time. Now it's said to be on the stock market. Let's look back in the last 5 years. So naturally, the company debuted on the stock market. It went public in late 2021. And it found its best times in early January, February times in 2022. But since then, it has fallen as low as $33.60. Since its debut, it was as high as 90 SEK. Since then, it's fallen to 33.6 SEK. In pounds, how much does that work out to in pounds? 33.6 SEK. So what's incredible is that I was able to find the market cap of Volvo, the Volvo car brand itself, in actual pounds. How much do you think this company is valued at? It might surprise you. I was able to find some data on the Financial Times, and it seemed to match up with the data that's correlating with everything else. But what's important is that the market cap is listed in krona, Swedish krona, and the market cap is at 94 billion Swedish krona. So how much is that in pounds? 7.1 billion, or approximately 7.2 or 7.3 billion pounds. That's the value of Volvo company, the Volvo car brand it is. That's heavily undervalued in my opinion, heavily undervalued. So all of Geely companies have been losing value for quite some time, but now I can tell that they're in the rebuilding stage. Geely brands are bringing out a lot of new vehicles, and that's electric vehicles, fully electric vehicles. I think that this is more or less inevitable. And it's not just Geely, it's not just Volvo, it's not just Polestar. This has been happening with a lot of brands, Mercedes, BMW. These companies have been affected, especially in recent years. Now, we do have a statement. Geely said in an email statement in response to questions, all of Geely's listed investments and brands that may be listed in the future have met or exceeded the milestone projected or product launch, production and sale target within their electrification strategy. We have strong balance sheet in our business units and solid liquidity. We don't believe that short-term share price volatility is reflection of our portfolio underlying growth potential or business prospects. And you know what's incredible? You got to remember, Geely also has Lotus, and they have quite a few other Chinese EV brands. They could indeed be a serious challenger for the likes of Volkswagen. They could. But will they be as big as Volkswagen? I doubt it. But they could be a serious challenger because they have strong brands such as Volvo. Volvo is perhaps the best brand that they have right now, and Volvo is helping to build Polestar. So Geely has emerged from obscurity over the past decade to piece together an astonishingly diverse stable of automotive interests. It comprised of Western brands such as Volvo, Smart Automobile Co., London EV Company Ltd., and makers of London iconic black taxis. Really, I did not know that Geely actually is a part owner or a full owner of the makers of the London black taxis. That company doesn't just make taxis, they also make other vehicles that I've seen in cities being driven around and making deliveries for various different companies or different purposes. As well as EV companies it's created from scratch. The most striking of these is Zeekr, Intelligent Technology Holding, a fast-growing Chinese premium brand that's targeting a share listing in New York next year. Now, while Geely Holding is a combination of engine joint ventures with Renault SA and a stake in truck manufacturer Volvo AB as well. There we go. That's the Volvo trucking business stock, the Volvo AB. So Volvo AB, they create trucks, big trucks, incredible trucks, really well-known trucks, really good for reliability. They're competing with Mercedes in this area because Mercedes also creates trucks. Mercedes has a huge trucking business. Now, the company's various subsidiaries together sold more than 2.3 million vehicles in 2022. Some of them shared factories, purchasing and vehicle servicing to reduce costs, but several have low margins or lose money because they lack scale. Most have also set very ambitious international sales target, requiring heavy investment. Volvo anticipates all of its sales will be electric by 2030. That's incredible because that's in 7 years. It's really remarkable. And it plans to stop manufacturing diesel early as next year. For example, unlike some of the other OEMs pushing the brake pedals on EV investments, we do not expect Volvo to delay anything. UBS Group AG analyst wrote last week. UBS Group AG analyst wrote last week, when Volvo and its electric offshoot Polestar listed shares in 2021 and 2022, together they raised around 3.5 billion. At their peaks, each was valued at close to 30 billion. Credit rating companies were hopeful similar transaction would help Geely Holding cut debt. But while Geely still plans to list Zeekr and Lotus Tech, the Chinese high-end EV offshoot of UK racing Marquis, the market has become less accepting of cash-consuming ventures. To develop a business in that area, it's incredibly capital intensive. It's not for the faint of heart. You need to have a strong stomach and you need to have a lot of deep pockets. Now, Volvo and Polestar shares have slumped to record lows in recent weeks, while these Hong Kong-listed Geely Automotive Holding are near a 7-year low, and as rising EV sales and growing competition weighs on margins. Li Personal Network has shrunk to around 9.3 billion from a peak of 32.6 billion in 2021. This is according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Now, if we're looking at profit margins for Geely, this is what it looks like. In 2017, up 13%. 2018, 13.5%. But since then, it's been falling rapidly. To 2019, 8.8%. But remember, Geely is a Chinese company. So when the pandemic hit, it really hit them hard. Hit a lot of Chinese companies particularly hard. So recovering from that cannot be that easy. But you can really tell, compared to now, profits are incredibly low, 1.8%. Investors don't like to see that. Now, Zeekr has delayed its US initial offering until February following reports of a mismatch between Geely's price expectations and those of institutional investors. Zeekr privately raised $750 million last February at $13 billion valuation. Though its gross margins are reportedly improving, it still lost $1.6 billion in the 18 months through June 30th. Polestar, on the other hand, has been bumpier, reflecting its rapid international expansion and the cost of launching several new models. The Swedish brand has burnt around 3.5 billion of cash since the start of 2022, an astonishing sum considering its outcome manufacturing to the owners, as Zeekr and Lotus also do. Volvo owns just under half of Polestar, while Li owns an entire control, almost 40%. A Geely affiliated owns 79% of Volvo. Having cut jobs earlier this year, lowered by production targets, and adjusted manufacturing plans to avoid U.S. imports tariff on Chinese-made autos, Polestar said last month it needs $1.3 billion in external equity or debt funding to reach cash flow break-even by 2025. This figure doesn't include a combined $450 million in convertible loans recently pledged by Volvo and Geely holding affiliates. Yes, that's true. Geely and Volvo has contributed roughly around $1.2 billion in total to Polestar, half and half, and that's in the form of a loan, which means that long term they intend for it to be paid back to them by Polestar. So it's more of an investment for them. Because remember now, Polestar is still considered its own public company. So Polestar cash woes have hurt investors' sentiment towards co-owned Volvo, which has said it would consider swapping some of the $1.1 billion it has lent to Polestar for equity, providing this didn't increase in its ownership percentage. Volvo shares came under further pressure last month when Geely sold $350 million stake, with the proceeds earmarked to support business development within the group. Meanwhile, Lotus projects a cash flow outflow of more than $1 billion in 2023, according to this prospectus, and has a cut revenue target twice this year due to shipping delays and possibilities of higher tariff following EU's Chinese EV subsidiary investigation, with SPAC deals delivering lower proceeds than expected due to high shareholders' redemptions. The entire Geely brand is going through a lot at the moment, especially with the new companies such as Polestar, companies that are embarking on new ventures such as EV making that didn't have previous finance. Volvo has previous finance because they can still sell vehicles, but for companies that are being built up like Polestar, Zeekr, Lotus, it's a bit more difficult. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.